Kids might be the main focus of some Christmas traditions, but it is clear that some just don't fit any kind of mold. Parents have long since discovered that blackmailing their children kind of works to keep their behavior in check. Families can celebrate Christmas together in different ways too. But then there are countries that go above and beyond what most people would call normal family fun. Even the United States has no shortage of rituals that appear odd elsewhere. No matter what part of the world you live in, there will be traditions in your area that seem quite bizarre to people from other places. Some of these traditions are meant to reinforce good behavior in children throughout the year, usually through fear of missing out. Some traditions are based upon ancient pagan rituals. However, some traditions are just truly bizarre, stemming from marketing ploys, legends passed down through the generations, or maybe even just someone's crazy imagination. And if you are interested in learning more about legends, traditions, or any kind of curiosity, please consider subscribing to our Patreon. You will gain early access to videos and live chats with the creator of Intrigued Mind. Your support will greatly help us keep the channel producing more intriguing content. For most places in the world, Christmas is a time of happiness and the best of intentions. Kids around the world look forward to a fat man in a red suit slithering down their chimney to deliver toys and goodies to all. They even write letters to Santa, telling him how good they've been. But what if they were rotten little brats all year and only straighten up at Christmas? How can parents ensure that their little darlings have acted right? Enter terrifying Christmas monsters. While many countries around the world employ blackmail to convince their kids to behave, such as "you will get coal from Santa if you don't behave," a more modern variety is the American elf on the shelf, where the elf will report back to Santa on who was naughty or nice. He moves around the house during the holiday season, just watching. Always watching. However, some Christmas traditions simply aim to terrorize kids into behaving. The most well-known of the Christmas monsters is Krampus, an Austrian creature that is rumored to drag naughty children back to hell with him while he rewards the good kids. In fact, Austrians celebrate two events leading up to his arrival. The first is the Krampuslauf, which is turned into a night where drunken men run around wearing Krampus costumes, and Krampusnacht, which is equivalent to our Christmas Eve. Descriptions of Krampus vary some, but they almost all agree that he is hairy, brown or black in color, has the cloven hooves and horns of a goat, fangs, and a long pointed tongue that is lolling out of his mouth. In Iceland, the Eelcat watches for which kids were lazy or bad and did not receive a new set of clothes so he could eat them. The Eelcat is described as a cat that is as big as a house that lurks just out of sight. And in Italy, Befana is depicted as a witch who flies around on a broom. She leaves candy and goodies for good kids, while bad kids get coal or sticks, or even curses. She does, however, sweep the houses before leaving, so the holiday song lyrics of "he's making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice" are actually warnings for kids to act right, or one of the scary or creepy Christmas monsters is going to eat them. But not all Christmas traditions are for scaring kids. Some are just kind of weird. In Guatemala, they feel that cleanliness is next to godliness. So, for the week before Christmas, the family takes great care to thoroughly sweep and clean up the house. The devil, according to legend, likes to lurk about in dark, dirty corners. All trash, dirt, and rubbish is placed in a pile outside, with some sort of image of the devil on top. The entire pile is set on fire, or La Cama del Diablo, signifying the burning of all the bad things from the past. Single women in the Czech Republic celebrate the marriage fortune-telling shoe. They stand with their back to the door and fling a shoe over their shoulder. If the toe points to the door, the woman will be married within a year. But if the heel is toward the door, she will remain single another year. In Ukraine, Christmas trees are not adorned with garland and decorations as we know them. Instead, they're covered in ornate spiderwebs and glittery spiders. No, they aren't confusing Christmas with Halloween. There's a legend that a poor mother and her children grew a Christmas tree from a pine cone, but had no way to decorate it. The kids wept on Christmas Eve that they just had a plain tree. The spiders in the house heard the children sobbing and decided to decorate the tree themselves, with spiderwebs. The family was delighted on Christmas morning when they saw the light shimmering off of the webs. Families in Iceland have adopted the tradition of julabókaflóð, which is the exchanging of books on Christmas Eve. The family sits together, reading their new books. It's no wonder that with such a love of the written word, that 1 in 10 Icelanders have published a book. In Norway, all brooms must be hidden on Christmas Eve to prevent all sorts of nasties from taking them and flying about causing mischief. In Wales, it is common to celebrate Marilwyd, or the Grey Mare, by groups of singing adults dressed as skeletal horses, who go around to houses knocking on doors to challenge those inside to rhyming contests. If the horses win, they're invited inside the house for food, drink, and more singing. In Venezuela, families all strap on rollerblades and skate their way to Christmas Mass. Police even block off roads so families can get to church safely. In short, families can celebrate Christmas in very peculiar ways, although they are still not the most bizarre traditions around. The truly most bizarre traditions are based on other things entirely. In Japan, some very clever marketing strategies have convinced the Japanese that eating Kentucky Fried Chicken for Christmas dinner is an authentic American tradition. Throughout the holiday season, Japanese don clothing with the KFC logo and images of Colonel Sanders. Everywhere you look, there are references to KFC. If families want their fried chicken out at the restaurant, they have to make reservations way in advance. Although the demand has created a need for online order and home delivery, even the packaging is Christmas themed. No Christmas tree in Germany will be seen without the Christmas pickle. The tree gets decorated, but the shiny glass pickle gets hidden. The first child who finds it on Christmas Day gets an extra present or is the first to open their presents, while the first adult to find it will have good fortune throughout the year. Children in the Catalonia region of Spain get to woo the Tío de Nadal, a wooden log carved into a character in a squatting position. The children diligently offer the Catalan pooping log candies and goodies throughout the season, apparently buttering him up for the big finale. On Christmas Eve, the kids circle around the log, cover him with a blanket, and beat him with sticks while singing a traditional song. Once the beating has finished, they lift the blanket to see if the log has pooped any goodies for them. While we leave milk and cookies for Santa, families in Denmark leave a gnome called Nisa bowls of hot sweet rice porridge. If they do, they will have good luck through the coming year. If they don't leave the porridge, Nisa will wreak havoc on them, and they will be plagued by misfortune throughout the year. In Greece, the families all rallied together against the Christmas Goblins, who come up from the core of the earth to terrorize homes during the 12 days of Christmas. On January 6th, they disappear. And, in the United States, there are a couple of bizarre traditions around Christmas that others definitely think are weird. While not all of the following traditions are specifically Christmas related, these holiday traditions are so intriguing, we thought we'd share them with you anyway. The US president has a tradition of giving pardon to a turkey every year, starting as an official thing in 1989 by George Bush. Some say this tradition goes as far back as Abraham Lincoln. John F. Kennedy was the first president to officially pardon a turkey on November 19, 1963. Black Friday, the so-called day after Thanksgiving, baffles the world when Americans prepare to hit the stores for advertised mega Christmas sales as early as 5 a.m., lining up at the doors before stores even open, just one day after supposedly being thankful for all the things they already have. Some people have been known to camp out in the store parking lots to keep their places in line. And, as shown in many holiday movies, no Christmas is complete in America without parents sitting a terrorized child on a stranger's lap. Usually, the children start screaming or crying. Welcome to the world of mall Santas. Most children are too stunned or traumatized to tell this imposter with the fake beard and shabby Santa suit what they really want. They aren't supposed to talk to strangers, right? And mom and dad always want a picture of this debacle. For those staying home, a newer thing that is becoming tradition is the Yule log. While it has its roots in Norse tradition as a way to carefully tend a fire from Christmas Eve through Christmas Day to cleanse their lives of all the bad stuff from the year and to start anew, Americans have pretty much lost the meaning of the whole renewal thing and just put a video of a burning log on the TV. Most cable subscriptions have a channel devoted entirely to the video of a nice fireplace all decked out in its Christmassy finest, burning brightly from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Even as odd as it sounds, it is becoming a new tradition nonetheless. While we think of the Griswolds, Ralphie and the infamous Christmas lamp, or Santa and his reindeer as true traditions of the holiday, there are many more customs around the world that can make even Santa scratch his head. People around the world all celebrate, but they have very different ways to do it based on traditions, stories passed down through the generations, and even from pagan rituals and modern marketing plans. There is no right or wrong way to celebrate apparently, as long as everyone is happy. Well, those who have been good all year, then what does it matter? For more videos on the most amazing forgotten parts of our history, be sure to subscribe to the Intrigued Mind channel. Like the video and leave your suggestions in the comments below.